The existing, or the so-called traditional social networks, built their value off of unpaid creator label. BitClout is supposed to fix that. Should the Facebooks and Twitters of the world be threatened or worried?
You know, at BitClout, our goal is really to put the power back in the hands of the creators, and the users to control their data. And, we're really trying to be crypto native and, basically move into a more decentralized future.
Right, but that's exactly what Facebook and Twitter are trying to do, put more power into the hands of influencers and creators. So why should creators go to a new, untested platform, relatively untested platform like BitClout, versus using the tools that Facebook and Twitter are now developing?
So BitClout was able to open source all of its code a few weeks ago. That's something that traditional social networks can't do just because of their business models. And it's something that when you have a currency native into the platform, it allows for a completely different style of monetization, and it lets the creators control how they monetize, have a direct path to monetization, have private rooms for the 100 people that own the most of their coin, or to offer auctions for limited edition content for people that have bought their coin recently. It just allows for direct monetization, and we being BitClout doesn't need to sell data, doesn't need to run ads, to the extent was able to actually open source all of its code a few weeks ago.
The people actually running BitClout are anonymous. The public doesn't know who they are. It's a cool concept, but I wonder if you can say more about the ethic of turning people into financial instruments, in essence, right? Because we see these stories, these reports about creator burnout, the mental health implications of being in front of the screen and performing and being able to count how your value is either going up or down, depending on how much you're pumping out there. When people become financial instruments, how do you as an investor think about the implications of that and what else might need to be built into the system?
It's a good question, John. So Diamond Hands is a pseudonym for the person that was the original architect and launched BitClout. Cryptocurrency has a long tradition, starting with Satoshi, who was the original architect of Bitcoin, who's still anonymous today, of creators remaining anonymous. And the motivation for doing that was really to keep the focus of BitClout on the community of creators and users that make it a really exciting place to spend time. And in terms of people having a direct path to monetization, we've seen incredible reception from users. We have over 1 million people on BitClout today. And so, not that many social networks in history that have gotten to 1 million users 3 months after launch. I would say this has really struck a chord with users.
Do you have a percentage on the celebrities that have claimed their BitClout kind of profiles at this point?
So I do not have a percentage, but what John is referring to is that BitClout originally reserved 15,000 profiles for the 15,000 most followed people on Twitter. And this is something that's been misconstrued by some of the media in terms of the motivation behind that. The reason why BitClout reserved these 15,000 profiles is because other social networks, when they've launched, have run into the problem of squatters coming and trying to take these profiles, claim them before celebrities can get them, and then they can put out fake content. They can try to sell the profiles at very high prices to the celebrities if the social network takes off. And so this was BitClout's way of getting around this.